Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, we are playing in the T92E1. In other words, Wargaming has called it now the Droodles tank, because they have literally made it my color scheme. I used to make my cars in Grand Theft Auto way back in the day. This exact color palette, it was like a really dark blue mixed with the super duper bright blue that my logo is. So I actually really dig this camouflage that Wargaming made. It's got some like spidering stuff around the turret, and as well, you got a laser beam on the front, so how can you not like this camouflage? I think it's pretty sweet, and it actually looks nice on the vehicle. While it is a seasonal camouflage, mainly meant for Halloween, I think that the camo just looks good in general, and I'll probably keep it on the tank for as long as they don't put another one on it that looks better. I will say that this tank does not have PBR yet, so I cannot wait to see how this camouflage looks when it gets PBR. Now, the T92E1 itself did not get changed in Update 9.3, and a lot of people keep asking me how to get these camouflages, and it's very simple. Play a battle in the tank. That's literally all you gotta do. Yeah, it's not very complicated. I think it's like 2,000 gold to get the camo, so if you want the camouflage, it's only a 24-hour period before you're able to get it, and then it goes away. So you should have the gold in your account either before or be planning to spend the money and buy the gold if you really want this camo when you unlock it, or you're gonna have to wait till like 2 more months or something like that to get your hands on the camo. Either way, I think it looks really cool. This is definitely one of my more favorited camos in the game, just because of it having the color scheme that I think looks really sweet. So what I'm going to do in the 92 is push my way all the way to the far corner over here. I'm a very mobile tank, which means I should be able to detect any mediums or... Oh, never mind. I guess the enemy 121 is going to camp in a bush. Okay, then. Well, I'm going to back up and... yeah, that just sucks. I don't even know what to say. That just sucks. I don't really have a comeback to that. Huh. See, usually when I'm in a tier 10 medium, I'll push up aggressive. When I'm in the tier 9, I'll sit in the bush. That's just usually how I play. But you know what? There you go. I got my vengeance back into his vehicle. He stayed passive, and then he, for some reason, decided after playing passive he was going to go aggressive. And that really didn't end too well for him, I gotta be honest. 2 more seconds left of another shell, and fire. Oh, this is where the 92E1 just feels so strong, is having that insane alpha of a tier 9 vehicle at 560, and it's like 490 on the heat. And I should also point out that this thing has ridiculous heat pen at 340 millimeters, which is higher than every tier 10 medium's heat pen. When you add those two things together, the incredibly high heat pen, also with the fact that, again, this is a light tank, it does make for a very, very strong vehicle. Now, unfortunately, this Hori just put himself in a spot that I actually could not... yeah, that was my fault too. I just shouldn't have poked him. I should have known that he was just going to turn and aim at me, but oh well. Oh well. What I'm going to do now is get towards the side of this 4005. We're going to aim at an HE, and boom! 592 tap. The Hori is not aiming at us, which is good. All I need to do is reload for another 10 seconds. This is where that alpha feels really nice, because instead of poking and bleeding health to this 4005, I can just reload in another 3 seconds and just poke him again. And because he's so fixated on that 54, there you go, another 579 tap. Now we are getting some big low rolls here. I don't know why. We've got like 670 HE alpha, and it's rolling like 590 on both, and you could say, well, he's running Spall Liner, but he's not. I mean, I can very clearly look at his tank and see that he's not running Spall. Of course I'm the one being tunneled. Why am I always the one being tunneled by everybody? Alright, well, you know what? It's fine. We're going to aim in a shell on the side of that mouse. 493 tap. Thank you. And with that, we're up to 2,600 damage dealt, which is not bad at all. All they have left is the E75, the 50 TP, and the mouse. So at this point, we're pretty well off. I mean, even if we die, we've dealt like 2,700 damage, which is not a bad chunk at all for a tier 9 battle. And there you go. There's my 3,000. As you can see, the heat pen is really solid for a tier 9 vehicle, especially a light. And that alpha is just rolling 613 on a heat. That is insane. I mean, you really can't do that in any other vehicle in tier 9. So, well, I guess you can do that in tank destroyers, but this isn't a tank destroyer. It's a light tank you got to keep in mind. So what I'm going to do is just full speed towards this mouse. I doubt we're going to get anything into him because that 183 is going to pull around this corner. Yeah, we're just going to go for an HE. And you know what? I'll take it. 37 damage is better than nothing. We already did 3k, and we did our job. I made one mistake this battle, which was poking the Hori. You got to be careful with, obviously, a light tank that you don't overexpose your vehicle, and that's definitely the case for the 92E1. I always feel like I'm kind of a god when driving this tank because just how much the alpha is, and the fact that it's got 10 degrees of gun depression and really good mobility. But you do got to remember that sometimes in this tank there are vehicles that have the same alpha or even higher. So the big killers of this tank is really alpha, is what I would say. Vehicles like the Grill, the 183, the Sheridan, for example, because the Sheridan is this tank's big brother. This vehicle only has around 1900 DPM. It's not bad damage per minute at all for the alpha it carries, the penetration, the accuracy. I actually think it's pretty well balanced on the alpha. It's just the fact that the alpha of the ISU and the Waffenträger, plus they out-reload you, is something you got to keep in mind. Now, it appears that the entirety of my heavies want to go towards town. I do not know, and I've said this multiple times, I do not know why tanks want to go town on Black Goldville. It is one of the most irritating things in the game. It literally makes me want to rip my eyeballs out. But either way, I'm not going to be able to do anything about the stupidity. I'm going to sit right here and try and get one initial shot off, and then leave. So right now we've spotted the T-49. He's pushing really aggressive, it appears, but he is spotted, which is the good news. I'm just hoping he pushes a little bit more than he can chew. I'm going to move up a little bit like this into the bush, so that way I hopefully won't be spotted. There's the 49, and come on, back up. You cringe human. Looks like the majority of the enemy team also pushed over towards that side of the map. I got to be real. We do have the ISU here, and this is who I've been waiting for. Perfect. Nice 617 tap into the ISU. We also got the Waffenträger off to the side, but we were quick enough to get out of his view, and now we're gone. So I don't really have anybody supporting me, but that's fine. I did my job already. I've nuked a tank destroyer, and now we just leave. And at this point, I am very confident that I will not be spotted by them. I don't know why our team over here is having such a hard time dealing with these guys. I mean, literally all they need to do is push. That's literally all they have to do. Tiger 2's all the way up top far, and he is currently beating our charioteer. I don't know why our charioteer is up here, but I'm going to get a big old slapperoonie to the Tiger, put on my adrenaline, continue to back up. He's not going to be able to get a shell into me, and this is once again where the alpha of this tank just runs triumphant. I kind of don't want to shoot the Tiger, if I'm going to be completely honest. That would be a waste of a shot when I can, you know, aim on a vehicle like the 50 TP and take off 570. The 92E1 is such bad DPM that you really don't want to waste your alpha on vehicles that aren't going to benefit you or your team that much in the long run. So I'm just going to ignore that Tiger and go for, you know, more high alpha vehicles like the Emil. By the way, very, very nice tap into the Emil. 733 right there. We do have a long time left for our gun to reload, which is something I'm a little worried about because, yeah, they have tank destroyers that are undetected at the back. But right now, I'm just going to get a nice HE into the rear of the Emil, and now we're just going to back up. Because we're so low down, that Waffenträger can't pen me. 49, yeah, he can, but I'm not too worried because he's not going to HE pen me. Yeah, there you go, perfect example. And this player, well, he bit a lot more than he could chew, I'll tell you that, because now he's dead. Well, there you go. T92E1. Just again, a beautiful example of why this tank might not have the most DPM, but if you understand how to use it, can be one of the best tier 9s in the game. We're already up to 3,000 damage dealt, which means even at this point, if I don't do all too much more, I'm already fine with the results I've been able to deal. There you go, nice 539 tap, and we also got a bounce from the ISU. Who do I want to go for? Well, let's go for the Waffenträger first. This guy has less alpha than the ISU, and he's not going to kill him because he clearly has no clue what he's doing. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to go straight towards the ISU. It's possible he's going to kill me, but I doubt it. Yeah, people just shoot too fast a lot of times and don't really think about the consequences. And this is definitely one of those players because all I'm going to do is get towards his side, get a nice shell in. There you have it. We may have had a damaged, like 2 damaged modules on my gun, making it probably the least accurate gun ever known to blitz. But it does not matter, because as you can see, we did 4,643 damage. These two games are back-to-back, and it very easily showcases why the T92E1 is still, in my eyes, an overpowered vehicle. All you need to do is know how to work that alpha, know how to position a light, and you'll do fine. So, yeah. I don't know. I personally at least think with my playstyle, it's pretty OP. I don't know how the average player does in it, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. And if you'd like to see more like it, let me know in the let me know. I was about to say let me know in the subscribe button down below, but that's not how you end a video. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see more videos like this on the other legendary camouflages. Gives me an excuse to play a fun vehicle like the 92 though. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.